Hello everyone, welcome back to part 3 of this replay. Infi still has much life in him, even though he lost his Archmage very early. Bolt on the Pandarian Brewmaster, so Pandarian Brewmaster now suffering a fair amount of damage. Oh, Fragmentation Charge taking down a lot of those Dryads. Dryads getting splattered just by those Fragmentation Charge and those Mortar teams. This whole entire expansion, all this fighting over here at this expansion when there's pretty much an unguarded expansion back over here. We do have a couple towers over here as well, but those towers, Moon also getting an additional expansion over here. Coming back, Pandarian Brewmaster getting another Breath of Fire, able to continue to rain down damage on a lot of those units. No Staff of Preservation yet, and now in comes this Warden. Warden sitting at level 5, not quite level 6 either. So I do not think we're going to be seeing Earth, Storm, and Fire anytime soon, as 2 Breath of Fires is probably a little bit more worth it. Oh, nice Blink and a nice Fan of Knives taking down one of those poor mortar teams. So nicely done by Moon. Moon able to once again pull back away, getting a little bit of those kills off. In comes some more siege engines, so Moon really needs to figure out what his strategy is in fact going to be. Nice Breath of Fire. Mountain King down to 190 hit points. Roar coming in comes and down goes those scout towers, and as those bears now coming in, bears are upgraded 3-0. Warden now trying to take down some of those knights, or a single knight and a griffin up in the air. So Infi throwing everything plus the kitchen sink in this whole entire fight. I've never seen knights, griffins, goblin shredders, and siege engines all in one battle. Moon's Warden getting taken down at level 5, so that's going to be a heavy loss. However, the Pandarian Brewmaster has been the real breadwinner of this whole entire fight, trying to fend off any additional units. Pandarian Brewmaster now back at home, gonna go ahead and use that Moon Wells and try to get some additional Moon Juice in order to be able to fend off more of those attacks. Knight down to Knight almost getting taken down, but at last second, Holy Light plus a Staff of Sanctuary saving that Knight, bringing it back home. That Knight is going to be able to heal back up and come back and rejoin the party. Pandarian Brewmaster, Goblin Shredder, Griffin Riders in the air. Mastery upgrades on Infi's towers, so massive amounts of towers and more siege engines still being produced. Warden has been rejuvenated, resurrected and rejuvenated back at the tavern, and Moon now getting some additional, or mining out of this gold mine, or will be mining out of that gold mine shortly. Siege engines moving fairly quickly as what this one single tree of life was trying to fight back. Wisp once again on the move and looking at the main gold mines. The main gold mines should have about the main gold mine over here has been mined out. The main gold mine and back at the main base over here has been mined out as well. Coming back in, we have a single Ancient of War trying to fight back against all of these towers. Those Griffins will be able to take down those Ancient of Wars very quickly as they deal magic damage. So the problem with those Ancient of War armies now is that the magic damage makes it so that those bears and those Ancient of Wars take so much damage so easily. Single Mountain King and Archmage, and Paladin continuing the fight. Down goes that Ancient of War and just continuing to fight back and forth. Moon still operating out of 2 gold mines at this stage in the game, while Infi is operating out of just 1 gold mine. So Infi pretty much relying on a lot of static defense, a very non-mobile army, but still somehow able to stay within this game, keeping up the pressure and keeping up a great game, sitting at 68 over 78 food, while Moon is sitting at 80 over 90, almost at high upkeep. We have a one single Mud Golem casting slow on that siege engine, pushing those units back once again. Pandarian Brewmaster getting bolted, and still a lot of attacking back and forth, waiting to see if and when the Avatar of Vengeance is going to come into play. Warden sitting at level 5, dangerously close to level 6. As soon as level 6 occurs, the Avatar of Vengeance will be able to keep up a lot of pressure throughout the whole entire game. Coming back in over here, Ogre Magi once again going to go ahead and join in on this fight. Warden gonna go ahead and engage. We have a couple bears coming back down over here. Meanwhile, Breath of Fire hitting off a lot of those units. Hippogriffs in the air trying to push back any of those Griffins, as those Griffins are a good counter to those Druids of the Claw and those Ancient of Wars that are fighting. Warden having no real issue. A level 5 Warden should have no problem taking this down, but there is a single Griffin in the air. And we also have a single Warden with that Orb of Venom, so that Orb of Venom enabling him to take down some of those Griffin Riders. Are we going to get a Fan of Knives? We need a Fan of Knives, but down over here, however, nice Breath of Fire continuing to repair that Goblin Shredder. So both pressure and both players doing a lot of tactics, hitting back and forth on that north side and south side, trying to take down some of these units. Is he going to grab that Orb of Darkness? That Orb of Darkness is absolutely huge in terms of an item. Now trying to take down perhaps one of those siege engines. I do not know if the siege engine will take damage from a Fan of Knives, but I don't think there is a Fan of Knives. 27 down to 13. One more hit should do it. There it goes. But for some reason did not get to level 6. A Tree of Life once again. Now a Scroll of Town Portal coming back. It looks as though the Pandering Brewmaster is Scroll of Town Portal trying to save the one particular location. Gonna go ahead and try to repair that Tree of Life. However, this means that this expansion down over here is at the mercy of these mortar teams, Mountain King and the Tri-Hero of Infi. So Moon's expansion down over here may be taken out and will most likely be taken down. Avatar Vengeance sitting at, Avatar Vengeance is now up and operational, sitting at level 6. Gonna go ahead and take down that Siege Tank. Scroll Town Portal back, and units coming in. Will he be able to take down any of these units? Paladin sitting at level 1. Oh, getting Staff of Sanctuary at the last moment once again. So Infi still fighting a great game. Back over here, Infi getting an expansion up and operational, and now getting some more towers up. We have a Griffin now trying to fight down a single Ancient of War, and those Griffins should have no problem taking down this Tree of Life, as that Tree of Life is currently under construction. More Wisp now being moved off to that north side, and now this single gold mine is pretty much all that Moon has left. Another Fan of Knives taking down some more of those mortar teams, and single Warden continuing to take more and more damage. Guard towers are up. Our Archmage sitting at level 4, Mountain King sitting at level 2, and a Paladin getting with Staff of Sanctuary sitting at level 1 should once again be able to join that fight momentarily. Hippogriffs now trying to take down that Griffin Rider, so those Hippogriffs unable to really catch up to that Griffin Rider at this stage. We have a Tree of Life now being built in the center of the map, and once again the guard tower should be easily taken down by those Dryads. Guard tower was cancelled at the very last moment. Pandering Brewmaster and looking for that Warden. The Warden now moving off to that north side. Perhaps we will still see that Orb of Darkness. Not sure. I think that Orb of Darkness is right over here. Yeah, Orb of Darkness still left. Perhaps given to that Pandering Brewmaster would be a very, very good thing. Hippogriff still up in the air. And now Archmage and Mountain King going to go ahead and expand on this particular expansion over here. The starting location back down at the 5 o'clock position. Troll Warlord now going to get taken down. Down it goes, and now an Orb of Darkness being picked up either by the Mountain King or that Paladin. For irony's sake, it is being picked up by that Paladin, so the Paladin now has an Orb of Darkness on his way to becoming a Death Knight. And yeah. Anyways, Warden now also has that Orb of Darkness as well, so that Orb of Darkness taking down those units. I'm not sure if the two things stack. I always thought that they didn't stack, and now where did that Warden go? So where did the Warden go? Warden is down over here. So Warden is down over here, plus 11 on that attack. You see those two types of orbs being around that. I guess that's a chalk or oh no, sold the Orb of Darkness. So Orb of Darkness now taken down. Scout Dark Minions gonna get taken down by those guard towers. Does not want the Orb of Darkness. Pandering Brewmaster bypassing those towers completely, as the Archmage, Mountain King, and Paladin gonna be able to take down this Tree of Life. Back over here, we have a single siege engine coming in, trying to take down this Tree of Life, and in comes more of these units. Bear is now gonna go ahead and take down this Tree of Life. Tome of Agility being left behind. Not gonna be sure if it's gonna be picked up or not. The expansion that was grabbed earlier in the game by Infi is now down to like 250 minerals. So in 25 seconds, that will be mined out. Archmage only level 4 right now, and Mountain King finally getting to level 3 after taking down that Tree of Life. So getting to level 3, finally level 2 Stormbolt. So Moon sitting on a level 6 Pandering Brewmaster and a level 6 Warden, still unable to really capitalize on this. Moon not really pressuring at the right time. Archmage and Mountain King continuing to creep out even further, so it is still beneficial for Infi to continue to creep. Guard Tower is now going to go ahead and get focused down. Avatar of Vengeance now in play. Avatar of Vengeance is in fact immune to no, Avatar of Vengeance is not immune to damage. It's any of those skeletons that it generates and spawns that are immune. Warden sitting at level 6, and we now have Earth, Storm, and Fire. So the Paladin, so now in comes all of these units, and now trying to spawn a couple more things, and now just fighting back and forth. Cyclone up in the air. One goes one of those Archmage Druid of the Claw for some reason not getting staffed back out of there, and now continuing to take a severe amount of damage. Goblin Shredder and Earthstorm and Fire continuing to rain a lot of damage, and down goes all of those units. I believe I saw a low hit point bear. Yeah, low hit point bear is to continue to pull back out. One bear sitting over here probably should get some moon juice, rejuvenate, and heal back up. Guard cannon towers are going to be taken down, and Infi finally taking down all of these towers after he lost this expansion. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Moon and Infi here on Twisted Meadows.